study that we're going to describe was funded by the United States Administration for Children and Families, and it was part of their Healthy Marriage and Responsible Fatherhood initiative. And we at the University of California, Berkeley, were the external evaluators of the funded project. And it was an innovative co-parenting group approach to engaging low-income fathers and their co-parents. What we want you to know at the beginning here is that we report in the published article, it was conducted by the very talented staff of It's My Community Incorporated in Oklahoma City.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Pape Cowan, and with my colleague Philip A. Cowan, we are going to tell you about an article that's in the New Family Process journal called True Dads, the Impact of a Couples-Based Fatherhood Intervention on Family Relationships, Child Outcomes, and Economic Self-Sufficiency. We're joined in the article by Peter Gillette, but he's not with us today. So what we're going to focus on in this article is the background to our thinking of why True Dads is the intervention that it is, and hope that it will help those of you studying family theory, family science, and interventions, and instructors teaching about families might find some helpful points here. One of the things about about interventions to get fathers more positively involved in the family is that parenting interventions have mostly been directed at mothers. 90% of those who attend parenting classes or groups have been mothers until very recently. But we know now from thousands of studies that there are positive benefits of having a father who's positively involved in his family and the care of the children, for the children's development and well-being, for the mother's well-being, and for the father's own health and well-being. And that's one of the ideas underlying True Dads. So it's a group program for fathers of young children and their co-parenting partners, whoever they may be. And Phil will talk about that more specifically in a moment. And one of the things that's innovative about this study, we think, is that not only do we look at what's going on between the parenting figures, but what's going on between each of the parents and the child in terms of parenting, and what's going on in terms of work and employment for these families, which we know is one of the stressors when there isn't enough work and income for the family. And our intervention focuses on all these things, and it also looks at outcomes for the children, which, despite the fact that so many healthy marriage and responsible fatherhood programs are justified by the potential to enhance children's development, well-being, and preventing behavior problems, only a handful of programs in the last many years have included a piece that looked at what actually happens to the kids when you work with the parents.
So let me tell you a little bit about the design and the results. The fathers were about 32, and the kids were average 3, although they ranged from 0 to 12. What happened was we offered, there was a random controlled trial. 40% were in a no treatment group. 60% were enrolled in True Dads, which was 6 3-hour meetings, and then another 6 3-hour optional meetings focused on a number of domains of family life. And also the dads had the opportunity to participate in the 2-week employment session. And here's what we found. What we before that, the fathers were African American, white, Native American, and Hispanic. The intervention had a really positive effect. It compared to the control group, the True Dads participants reduced their depression. They reduced their negative, destructive couple communication, their verbal attacks, criticism, and name calling. They reduced their levels of violence, and there were positive effects. The fathers were employed more. And one of the things we found were some indirect effects because there's a dynamic spillover from one domain to the other. And what happens is that when the intervention reduces depression and anger and violence, it increases the possibilities of the couples collaborating together. That increases their positive parenting. That, of course, affects positively the children. They have fewer behavior problems. And it also provides the families more organization in terms of getting jobs. And so not only do the fathers employed more, but their income goes up. So we think it's a unique intervention because we believe that father involvement is not just something you target fathers, but father involvement is a family affair. If you want to find out more about this, you can email pcowan, P-C-O-W-A-N, at berkeley.edu or ccowan@berkeley.edu. And thanks for listening.
Enjoy the article.